Good evening and welcome to the nice meeting of the Oxford Board of Selectmen. I'd like to start off by saying the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Okay, first thing on the agenda will be the approval of the minutes. And to that here. I'm looking to approve the minutes of the Selectmen's meeting dating December 6th, 2022. I'd like to have a motion, please.
I make a motion to approve the minutes dated December 6, 2022.
Second.
Second? Robert?
Second.
Second. Any discussion? Call for the vote. Sandy?
Yes.
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 I vote yes. Let the record show 4 in the affirmative. Right. Next, we have a public hearing. Our assessor, Alex Sendix, will be making a presentation to the board. And I'm going to read the notice in. Please take notice that the Oxford Board of Selectmen will hold a public hearing on Tuesday, December 20th, 2022, at 7 p.m. in the second floor meeting room of the Town Hall, which is located at 325 Main Street, Oxford, Massachusetts, on the matter of selecting a residential factor which will determine the percentages of taxes to be borne by each class of property for the fiscal year 2022. Please take notice that the Oxford Board of Selectmen have continued the public hearing on the matter of selecting a residential factor on Tuesday, December 20th at 7 p.m. This hearing has been continued from the original hearing date of December 6, 2022. So at this time, if Alex would come up and give us his input, we'd appreciate it.
Mr. Chairman, if I may, just while he's getting ready to put his presentation together, I did want to give a brief introduction about Alex. Alex has come to the town of Oxford as our principal assessor almost 6 months ago, and walked into a revaluation time period for a town, and anybody who knows anything about assessing, that is not an easy thing to do, particularly because within that 6 months, all of that had to be done, and typically it's done over a longer period of time. But because we had some excellent consultants working with us, who worked with us for a period of time over the years, RRC and both RRG, Alex, who has a strong background in particularly field as an assistant assessor in the town of Westboro, and also had worked in the assessor field for the town of Grafton, and also for a number of other agencies. So he has a good background, but he was never a principal assessor. And we're fortunate enough for him to have come in and done a really, truly excellent job. And I think you'll see by tonight's presentation that he has an awful lot to share with the board and the community, and especially in the areas of new growth and capturing what will be important for the town going forward. So welcome. I'm sure that you'll do an excellent presentation, and we look forward to it.
Before you speak, Alex, I would entertain a vote to open the public hearing to allow Alex to speak.
I will make that
Entertain a
motion.
I'm sorry.
I make that motion.
Thank you.
Second.
Second by Robert. Any discussion? Call for the vote.
Yes.
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 I'll vote yes. Let the record show 4 in the affirmative. Public hearing is open.
Okay. First, I'd like to thank Laureen Gilbert, part of the staff of the assessor's office. She's done a great job, too. And I'd like to thank the selectmen for their patience. This is my first tax classification hearing, so. All right. So fiscal year 2023 classification hearing. So it's the overview of the revaluation and classification process. Okay, so once every 5 years, the DOR comes and does a full audit of our values and all our tables, which they did this year. Assessments must be at 100% fair market value. And every year, assessors must make this interim adjustments also to be at 100% fair market value, and that's just certified by the DOR. And again,
DOR is the Department of Revenue, right,
Revenue,
to let the
correct.
public know.
Yep,
Thank you.
Yeah, and again, this year they came in, we did the reval, so they did an extra deep dive on all of our tables, so. And tax rate calculation is actually, there's a lot that goes into it, obviously, but to get the tax rate, it's just a simple formula. It's the tax levy divided by the taxable value of the town. Then times 1,000, and that equals the tax rate. So we analyzed all the sales this year. That's a big part of how we get our values, so we're just gonna go over some of these numbers. For FY23, we had 3,729 single-family homes with 129 arm-length sales, which are sales on the open market, not family sales or bankruptcies or anything like that. So 3.46% of the total single-family homes in town sold this year, arms-length sales. The median ASR, which is the assessment to sales ratio, was 0.96. We target 0.95, even though we have to be at 100% market value, because if we did at 100, there's always going to be some that are above. So if you target 0.95, the folks who are above that won't be too high above market value. And the COD is 6.16, and that should be under 10, so that's good. And then below that, you can see the ASR for all the other classes. Those all look good. The condos, 0.97, 109s, which are multiple houses on one lot, 0.98, two families, 0.94, three families, 0.97, apartment buildings, 0.97, land is 0.95, commercial, 0.97, and the industrial buildings are 0.92. So again, we target 0.95, so those numbers do look good. Taxable value of the properties in town this year. So this is just kind of rundown of the value in town. As you can see, the single family, we had $1,315,357,200. Again, 3,729 single family homes. And you can see all the other classes, the condos, two families, three families, commercial, industrial. And then the total value for residential properties was $1,633,180,176. Then you can see the class 300 commercial buildings, $149,879,624. Class 4, $150,410,500. And then last is personal property, $77,616,900 for a total town value of, so this year we got over $2 billion, so it's $2,011,087,200. And you can see there the exempt parcels, we have 246, and if they were taxable, the value would be $97,782,400. And those are schools and town buildings and that type of thing. It's kind of the calculation, how to get to the levy. So you take FY22, the levy limit, you add the 2.5%, which is $649,674. And then you add new growth, $541,333, which is new taxable property in town, whether it's new construction, additions, remodels, or new businesses with new personal property growth. So that's all included there. You see your subtotal, and then the debt exclusion, $381,916. You add all that up, and that gives you the maximum allowable levy, $27,559,888. So our levy for FY23 is $27,431,229, which leaves us with an excess levy capacity of that $128,658.59. So again, the tax rate calculation, that's how you do it, and these are the actual numbers. So you take the levy divided by the value times 1,000, and so the tax rate would be $13.64. down from 1616 last year. So just about the classification hearing, after the property classification and certification by the DOR, the Board of Selectmen holds a public hearing to decide on a CIP factor, which is commercial, industrial, and personal property. That's what that stands for. That's the law there that states that. Adoption of different tax rates for the different classes. It does not change the total tax levy for the town. All it does is simply determines the share to be borne by each of the classes. And then I present at the hearing, and the board votes to either adopt different rates or adopt a single tax rate. So classes of property, like I said, residential, C for commercial, I for industrial, and P for personal property. So again, CIP. So issues for consideration, right now, the residents, out of the total town value, they make up 81.2% of town value, with the CIP making up 18.8% of the total value. So there's kind of a chart that just shows that. And it shows it over time. As you can see, the last dots there, we're at 81.2. And then below, 18.79 is the CIP. And as you can see over time, what it's doing there. And despite one graph going down, that doesn't mean the value of the commercial has gone down. It's actually gone up, but just the town residents' value has gone up more. And that's taken into account new houses, additions, remodels, that type of thing. So some more issues for consideration. What makes up the commercial industrial class in town? We have percent of large businesses, Walmart, Market Basket, IPG. What's the percent of small businesses? Mom and pop stores, self-employed, etc. What's the industrial impact for manufacturers? Are they going to want to come into town like IPG and build? Is small relief for residential properties an outsized burden on the C&I properties? Will a CIP shift negatively impact C&I investment? Like I said, if a business is looking to build real estate in town, if you have a split tax rate, it would ultimately be more expensive tax for them. And do the C&I properties use the expensive municipal services, mostly the schools? Obviously, it's the residents who use the school services there. So shifting the burden, classification options, this is what it is here. So right now at 1, there's the tax rate that we talked about, $13.64. And as you see, as it goes down, if you shift 1.1, which is 10% of the commercial levy burden, the residential factor becomes 0.9769, and you can see what it does to the tax rate there. So in that case, the residents would be paying $13.32 per thousand, and the CIP would be $15 per thousand. And again, if you go down and you shift 25%, residential factor goes down to 0.9422, tax rate would go down to 12.85, and the CIP tax rate would go up to 17.05. And then the maximum shift which is 50% of the commercial levy, it would drop, or the residential factor would become 0.8843, and you can see the tax rate drop to 12.06, and commercial, industrial, personal property would rise to $20.46 per thousand. Another figures for FY23, the excess levy capacity, like we talked about, $128,658.59. New growth for FY23 was $541,333, and that was up from last year. We had $330,333. So that kind of speaks to the growth in town. IPG had a couple new buildings come on. We've had some new houses, and just generally the amount of permits in town And we've seen a lot of people come in and kind of fix up older houses and then kind of resell them. So that has growth in there too. Recommended action. So the Board of Assessors would recommend to adopt a residential tax factor of 1 for a single tax rate for fiscal year '23, which would be $13.64. That's pretty much it there. So I'm just going to leave it on this one for us.
Thank you very much. It's a good overview. At this time, what I'd like to do is open up to the public, because this is a public hearing. If
Mr.
anybody has any,
Mr. Chairman, I apologize. Would the board be able to ask the assessor a question just before we?
after the public, we will do
Okay.
that. Yeah, that'll be, we'll let the public speak, and then we can ask questions, make comments. So at this time, I would like anybody from the public to come up to the microphone, state your name and address, and ask your question and make your comments. Is there anybody that wants to do that? Don't all jump up at once. Okay, all right, thank you. Now, at this time, I would like to open up to the Board of Selectmen to ask Alex any questions or make any comments. So, Robert, you've asked the question, so I'll put you first.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Through the chair, from the sales analysis page, what was the COD? The number was 6.16.
Yeah,
Do you recall
so that's the coefficient of dispersion, which is the percent variance from the median for
Okay.
ASRs. So you want to be under 10. I'm not too familiar with that right now, but I am learning and the consultants were teaching me as well, but, so yeah, it should be under 10, and we are under 10, so.
Okay. And through the chair, for your table of the taxable properties, it was Class 1 residential, Class 3 commercial, and Class 4 industrial. What was Class 2? Do you recall what that would be?
Let me go back and see. Was this it here?
Yes.
102 is condos.
Okay. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Yep. Yeah, and you can see there are a large amount of condos in town. So, and those are a little bit more cut and dry getting their values because obviously there's no land. If there's a condo building, generally mostly they're the same, and then it just becomes what kind of updates do they do? Have they done a new kitchen?
Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Chairman, through you. I was looking at the vertical column. So there's Class 1 residential. Is there a Class 2, or is that?
Oh, I see. No, I don't think so. Yeah, when it says Class 1, it says 101, 102, 103. That's kind of how the use codes are. So if something starts with a 300, that's going to be a commercial building, like an office building has let's just say it's a 310, and then a 311 could be, sorry, I don't know the exact class, but like a restaurant. 400 is the industrial, but there's no Class 2.
Okay, that was all I had, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Rich. Tim?
I'm all set.
You all set?
Thank you,
Amy?
Mr. Chair.
I want to thank you for the wonderful presentation.
Thank you.
I don't have any questions, though.
You did a great job. It's pretty clear, and I thank you for your input. Seeing there's no questions or comments from the public and the board's all set, I would like to make a motion to close the public hearing.
I will make that motion.
Second.
All right, I have a motion and I have a second. Call for the vote,
Yes.
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 and I vote yes. Let the record show 4 in the affirmative. Public hearing is closed. Well, I guess at this time, I'll be looking for a motion, or I guess we'll handle it this way, to keep the tax rate for 2023 at 1. I'm looking for that motion.
I will make that motion.
Second?
Second.
Robert has a second. Thank you, Robert. I have a motion and a second. Is there any conversation? Yes,
I'd
Robert?
just like to point out to the public, anybody who may be watching or maybe sees this meeting later, the trend is away from a difference in the tax classifications to the extent that there were any communities left that still had a difference. And, just on a personal note, I think it's difficult enough for people to do business, and then you don't want to kind of pile on with a, and as he showed in his presentation, a small increase in the, or decrease in the residential tax factor result in a very large increase in the commercial tax factor. So it's just something for people to think about, as we look at our Main Street, we want all those storefronts filled.
Thank you, Robert. Any other comments? I will call for the vote. Amy?
Yes.
Robert?
Yes.
Yes.
I vote yes. Let the record show the tax rate will remain at 1, 4 in the affirmative, and that is the new tax rate. Thank you very much.
All right,
Appreciate
thank
your
you.
help. Keep up the good work.
All right, appreciate it.
Thank you, Alex.
All right, so,
I'll be
Yeah.
recusing myself, Mr. Chair.
yeah, I will too. Hold on, Tim, hold on for a
No.
second.
So one of the things that we are only going to do with this particular item on the agenda is that no individual has to recuse themselves on a procedural vote. Our town council has said that if it's just a motion and an affirmative to continue the public hearing, if you're not participating in the actual hearing, but just as a procedure, being able to vote, then that is what your duty can be and should be. And there is no need to recuse, because there is no ethical consideration for that. It's just a procedural vote to continue a hearing.
May I respond to that, Mr. Chair?
Yes.
So I did talk to the Ethics Commission today, and they did say that I would have to recuse for that, even
Okay,
this.
I did ask you to do that. Legal counsel had said that they did not view it that way, but again, that's something that has to follow the individual. So if that's the case, you have to do what you have to do.
Okay, thank you.
I probably should do the same thing.
I guess, but that will be a problem, because then you won't have a quorum. So we'll have to actually postpone, and you would have to actually pass over this particular
Do
article.
I have to just say anything?
We're just
pass over?
continuing. We're just going to continue the public hearing, so
Right,
it's,
so if that's what I'm saying,
Yeah.
just because he's doing it doesn't
Oh, all right.
necessarily.
yeah, it's not, you're not
So
voting on
all I'm
anything.
gonna say,
Yeah,
if I participate, I'm just agreeing to continue it, but I'm not
Correct.
getting involved in the public.
That's,
All right.
yes.
All right, I'll take part in that part of it. I don't, as long as there's no,
I'm recused.
well, I don't know. Is there, if Tim got the information that they said we should do it?
Everybody's got different reasons for it.
Well, I'm gonna be consistent then, and I'm gonna just pass over this for now.
Okay,
I think that's the best way to handle it.
all right, so if that's the case, you don't have a quorum, and that you'll be passing over the article.
All right, Tim, you can come back. We're gonna pass over the article.
All right, so just so that anybody in the public understands what's happening, we're not going to discuss this public hearing tonight. So I know,
If it helps, Mr. Chairman, we would consent to any kind of a continuance that forward something.
Thank you what's your name, sir?
Attorney Hennigan.
Thank you, Thank you, Attorney. I appreciate that, and that's what we'll do, okay?
Thank you very much.
Where Tim and I are kind of
I
just,
understand.
all right, thank you.
Fully, yeah.
All right, thanks a lot, appreciate it. All right. Now we get to the fun part, the long part. We're gonna talk about our Class 2 renewal licenses. So I'm gonna read the first one. These are the annual Class 2 relicenses. And first one is a renewal for Peter LaMountain, DBA Town Line Auto, 135 Federal Hill Road, Oxford, Massachusetts. Amy, I would like you to read the first one. I'm looking for a motion
oh, okay.
to, right here where I said.
I will make a motion to we're making a motion to renew the Class 2 license for Peter LaMountain, DBA Town Line Auto, 135 Federal Hill Road, Oxford, Mass.
Second.
For the calendar.
For the calendar year of 2023,
Tim can
contingent upon,
passing is successful.
where am I, passing a successful, oh, okay, passing a successful fire inspection. Thank you, Dee.
Better off doing it myself. All right, I'm looking for a second.
Second.
All right, now, any discussion? All right, let's call for the vote, Amy?
Yes.
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 I vote yes, let the record show 4 in the affirmative. License granted. All right, the
Now I
next
know where I
one.
am.
All right, you know what to do, all right. The next one is Reginald Teal, DBA Reggie's, 101 Main Street, Oxford, Massachusetts. Amy?
I move that the board vote to approve the Class 2 license for Reginald Teal, DBA Reggie's, 102 Main Street, Oxford, Mass., for the calendar year 2023, contingent upon passing a successful fire inspection, and allow the premises description to change as requested.
Looking
I-
for a second?
I apologize, I think it sounded like Amy said 102 and our packet
101
says
Main
101.
Street.
Okay, 101 Main Street. Second.
All right, good. Any discussion? Call for the vote.
Yes.
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 I vote yes. Let the record show 4 in the affirmative. Permit granted. All right, the next one are for the following, this is also Class 2, renewals for the following people. Nathan John Hylam, DBA Two Jacks Auto Sale, 127 Main Street, Oxford, Mass. Raymond P. Turgeon, if I pronounce your name wrong, I apologize. DBA TNT Auto Sales, 95 Southbridge Road, Oxford, Massachusetts. Gary Jackson Motors, Inc., 498 Main Street, Oxford, Massachusetts.
I move that the board vote to approve the Class 2 licenses as read into the record for the calendar year 2023, contingent upon passing a successful fire inspection and require a follow-up zoning inspection within 120 days of this renewal.
Okay, I look for a second.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Call for the vote.
Yes.
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 I vote yes. Let the record show 4 in the affirmative. It's granted. It'll be re-inspected within 120 days. Okay. I think we're all set on that, right? All right, we're gonna go to G. These are annual relicensing for pouring for all kinds of alcoholic beverages. And the following licenses are up for renewal. I'll read the several, so be patient with me. MKT Investments, Inc., DBA Happy Garden Restaurant, 211 Main Street, Oxford, Mass. 2 Millbury Boulevard LLC, DBA 2 Millbury Boulevard, Oxford. Better Days, Inc., DBA Days Ed, 287 Main Street, Oxford. J. Anthony Italian Grill and Lounge, DBA J. Anthony's Italian Grill, 204-206 Southridge Road, North Oxford. Pine Ridge Country Club LLC, DBA Pine Ridge Country Club, 28 Pleasant Street, North Oxford. CE Restaurant LLC, DBA Whistle Stop Bar and Grill, 85 Main Street, Oxford. JBB Inc., 24 Leicester Street, North Oxford. And La Porta Inc., DBA El Patron Corona, 101-121 Sutton Avenue, Oxford, Mass. Amy?
I move that the board vote to approve the all pouring alcohol license as read into the record for calendar year 2023, contingent upon a successful 110 safety inspection.
Have a second?
Second.
Robert seconds it. Any discussion? Call for the vote.
Yes.
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 I vote yes. Let the record show 4 in the affirmative. License is granted. Annual relicense club for alcohol, all alcohol pouring. The following licenses are up for renewal. Oxford Post 5663, Veterans of Foreign Wars, 20 Federal Hill Road, Oxford. Singletary Rod and Gun Club, Inc., 300 Sutton Ave, Oxford. Oxford American Legion Post 58, Inc., 227 Main Street, Oxford, Mass. Amy?
I move that the board vote to approve the club all pouring alcohol license as read into the record for calendar year 2023, contingent upon a successful 110 safety inspection.
Looking for a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Call for the vote. Amy?
Yes.
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 I'll vote yes. Let the record show 4 in the affirmative. License granted. Annual relicense pouring for wine and malt beverages. The following establishments are up for renewal. Let's see. It is Dairy Express, Inc., 2 Sutton Avenue, Oxford, Mass.
I move that the board vote to approve the pouring wines and malt beverages licenses as read into the record for calendar year 2023, contingent upon a successful 110 safety inspection.
Look for a
Second.
second. Robert, thank you. Any discussion? Call for the vote.
Yes.
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 I'll vote yes. Let the record show 4 in the affirmative. License granted. Next one, Veranda Cafe LLC, 408 Charlton Street, Oxford, Mass.
I move that the board vote to approve the pouring wines and malt beverages licenses as read into the record for calendar year 2023, contingent upon a successful 110 safety inspection within 120 days of this renewal, and completing all current work in process for 2 outstanding building permits.
Second?
Second.
Thank you. Any discussion? Call for the vote.
Yes.
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 I'll vote yes. Let the record show 4 in the affirmative. License granted. All right, next one. Package store, all kinds of alcoholic beverages. Following companies are up for renewal. Lone and Isufi Inc., DBA Hometown Wine and Liquors, 240 Main Street, Oxford. Shri Kashav Inc., DBA Oxford Package, 331 Main Street, Oxford. And Nori Energy Retail Inc., DBA Oxford Shell, 138 Southbridge Road, North Oxford. Amy?
I move that the board vote to approve the package store, all kinds of alcoholic beverages licenses as read into the record for calendar year 2023.
Second, Robert?
Second.
All right, have a second by Robert. Any discussion? Call for the vote.
Yes.
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 I'll vote yes. Let the record show 4 in the affirmative. Licenses are granted. Next one, licensing for package stores, wines and malt beverages. The following establishments are up for renewal. The DCB Group LLC DBA Express Beer Wine Convenience, 730 Main Street, North Oxford, Mass. Global Montello Group Corporation DBA Honey Farms, 2759 24 Sutton Ave. Randall Convenience Inc., DBA Southside Convenience Store, 182 Main Street, Oxford. Oxford Enterprise Inc., DBA Sunoco, 366 Main Street, Oxford. Ashley M. Dahlia, Route 12 Variety, 126 Main Street, Oxford. And Oxford Market LLC, 676 Main Street, North Oxford, Mass. Amy?
I move that the board vote to approve the package store wines and malt beverages licenses as read into the record for calendar year 2023.
Mr. Chairman, before we have a second on that, could you just read the first one again with the full name of the business and the address?
The DCB Group LLC DBA, 732 Express Beer Wine Convenience, 732 Main Street, North Oxford.
I move that the board vote to approve the package store wines and malt beverages licenses as read into the record for calendar year 2023.
Second.
We have a motion and a second by Robert. Any discussion? Call for the vote.
Yes.
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 I'll vote yes. Let the record show 4 in the affirmative. Licenses have been granted. Let's see. I guess annual licensed liquor license renewal certification to be sent to the ABCC for 2023. Is that correct? Okay, I'm looking for a motion to do that.
I move that the premises described in the 2023 renewal application for the town of Oxford are now occupied, used, or controlled by the licensees and will be on January 1st, 2023.
Second.
Robert, second, thank you. Any discussion? Call for the vote.
Yes.
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 I'll vote yes. Let the record show 4 in the affirmative. Motion passes. Next one, annual relicensing, 2023 seasonal population increase estimation form for the ABCC.
I move that the seasonal population increase estimation for the town of Oxford as of July 1st, 2023 be determined to be 0.
Looking for a second?
Second.
We have a motion, we have a second. Any discussion? Call for the vote.
Yes.
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 I'll vote yes. Motion passes, 4 in the affirmative. Next one, annual relicensing, Sunday entertainment. Following establishments are looking for this type of a license. Better Days, Inc., DBA Days End Tavern, 287 Main Street, Oxford. J. Anthony Italian Grill and Lounge, DBA J. Anthony's Italian Grill, 204 and 206 Southbridge Road, North Oxford. JBB Inc., 24 Leicester Street, North Oxford. Oxford Post 5663 Veterans of Foreign Wars, 20 Federal Hill Road. Singletary Rod and Gun Club Inc., 300 Sutton Ave, Oxford. And Oxford American Legion Post 58, 227 Main Street.
I move that the board vote to approve the Sunday entertainment licenses as read into the record for the calendar year 2023.
Looking for a second?
Second.
Have a motion and have a second. Any discussion?
Mr. Chairman, do we have to say that JBB is Meiji?
No.
No, we don't? Okay. That was it.
Okay, thank you. All right, we'll call for the vote.
Yes.
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 I'll vote yes. Let the record show 4 in the affirmative. Licenses are granted. Next one. These are for weekly entertainment licenses. Number 1, MKT Investment, Inc., DBA Happy Garden Restaurant, 211 Main Street. 2 Millbury Boulevard, Oxford. 2 Millbury Boulevard, Oxford. That's music, singing, and dancing. Better Days Inn, Inc., DBA Days Inn Tavern, 287 Main Street, Oxford. This is jukebox. J. Anthony Italian Grill and Lounge, Inc., DBA Anthony Italian Grill, 204-206 Southbridge Road, North Oxford. It's for music, singing, and dancing. Pine Ridge Country Club, LLC, DBA Pine Ridge Country Club, 28 Pleasant Street, North Oxford, music, singing, and dancing. CE Restaurant, LLC, DBA Whistle Stop Bar and Grill, 85 Main Street, Oxford, live music and trivia. JBB Inc., Magi, 24 Leicester Street, North Oxford, GJ Karaoke Band, Oxford Post 5663, Veteran of Foreign Wars, 20 Federal Hill Road, Oxford Jukebox, Oxford Post 5663, Veterans of Foreign Wars, 20 Federal Hill Road, Oxford Music, Singing and Dancing, Singletary Rod and Gun Club, Inc., 300 Sutton Ave, Oxford, Jukebox, Singletary Rod and Gun Club, 300 Sutton Ave, Oxford, Music, Singing and Dancing, Oxford American Legion Post 58, 227 Main Street, Oxford, Jukebox, and Oxford American Legion Post 58, 227 Main Street, Oxford, music, dancing, and singing. Amy?
I move that the board vote to approve the weekday entertainment licenses as read into the record for the calendar year 2023.
Second.
Have a motion, we have a second. Any discussion? Call for the vote.
Yes.
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 I vote yes. Let the record show 4 in the affirmative. License have been granted. All right, annual relicensing for automatic amusements. You have so many dog hearings and chicken hearings, I'm thinking of animals. All right, the following places are looking for their license. Better Days, Inc., DBA Days End Tavern, 287 Main Street, Oxford. They have a pool table. Oxford Post 5663, Veterans of Foreign Wars, 20 Federal Hill Road, 2 pool tables. Singletary Rod and Gun Club, 300 Sutton Ave, Oxford. They have a pool table. And the Oxford American Legion Post 58, 227 Main Street, Oxford. They have 2 pool tables. Amy?
I move that the board vote to approve the automatic amusement licenses as read into the record for calendar year 2023.
Second.
We have a motion, we have a second. Any discussion? Call for the vote.
Yes.
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 Yes. Let the record show 4 in the affirmative. License have been granted. Annual relicensing again for special opening and closing privileges. Following establishments are looking for this license. MKT Investments, Inc., DBA Happy Garden, 211 Main Street, Oxford, 1 a.m. closing, 11 a.m. Sunday opening. Better Days Inn, Inc., DBA Days End Tavern, 287 Main Street, Oxford, 1 a.m. closing. J. Anthony Italian Grill and Lounge, DBA J. Anthony Grill, 204-206 Southbridge Road, North Oxford, 1 a.m. closing, 11 a.m. opening on Sunday. Pine Ridge Country Club, LLC, A Pine Ridge Country Club, 28 Pleasant Street, North Oxford, 1 a.m. closing, 11 a.m. Sunday opening. CE Restaurant, LLC, DBA Whistle Stop Bar and Grill, 85 Main Street, Oxford, 1 a.m. closing. JBB Inc., Magi, 24 Leicester Street, North Oxford, 1 a.m. closing, 11 a.m. Sunday opening. Oxford Post 5663, Veterans of Foreign Wars, 20 Federal Hill Road, 1 a.m. closing, 11 a.m. Sunday opening. Singletary Rod and Gun Club, Inc., 300 Sutton Ave, Oxford, 11 a.m. Sunday opening. And Oxford American Legion Post 58, 227 Main Street, Oxford, they want a 1 a.m. closing and 11 a.m. opening on Sunday. Amy?
Mr. Chairman, did you want to read the little note at the end there?
No. No, let's see. This one here. Anytime an establishment with an alcohol license wishes to close after midnight or open earlier on a Sunday, they need to petition the board.
I move that the board vote to approve the special opening and closing privileges as read into the record for the calendar year 2023.
Second.
We have a motion, we have a second. Any discussion? Call for the vote.
Yes.
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 Yes, I vote yes. The record show 4 in the affirmative. License has been granted.
We have a magnifying glass.
All right, common victicular licenses. Following establishments are looking for this license. MKK Investment, Inc., DBA Happy Garden Restaurant, 211 Main Street, Oxford, Mass. 2 Millbury Boulevard, LLC, DBA Oxford Casual Dining, 2 Millbury Boulevard, Oxford. Better Days, Inc., DBA Days End Tavern, 287 Main Street, Oxford. J. Anthony Italian Grill and Lounge, Inc., DBA J. Anthony Italian Grill, 204 and 206 Southbridge Road, North Oxford. Pine Ridge Country Club, LLC, DBA Pine Ridge Country Club, 28 Pleasant Street, North Oxford. CE Restaurant, DBA Whistle Stop Bar and Grill, 85 Main Street, Oxford. JBB Inc., 24 Leicester Street, North Oxford. La Parota Inc., DBA El Patron Corona, 101, 121 Sutton Ave, Unit 111, Oxford. Post 5663 Veterans of Foreign Wars, 20 Federal Hill Road, Oxford. Singletary Rod and Gun Club, 300 Sutton Ave, Oxford. Oxford American Legion Post 58, 227 Main Street, Oxford. Dairy Express Inc., 2 Sutton Ave, Oxford. CGT Inc., DBA Dunkin' Donuts, 138 Southbridge Road, North Oxford. DDJ Inc., DBA Dunkin' Donuts, 1517 Sutton Ave, Oxford. N&J Donuts, 317 Main Street, Oxford. New Central Mass Auto Auction, LLC, 12 Industrial Park East. Dough Balls Inc., DBA P&D Oxford House Pizza, 440 Main Street, Oxford. Carl's Oxford Diner Inc., 291 Main Street, Oxford. And Celia Corp., DBA McDonald's Restaurant, 26A Sutton Avenue, Oxford, Massachusetts. TNS Inc., DBA Subway, 299 Main Street, Oxford. Oxford High School, 100 Carbuncle Drive. Oxford Middle School, 497 Main Street. Huguenot Arms Tenants Association, 23 Wheelock Street. St. Roch's Church, 334 Main Street. Randy Bergeron, DBA Slice of Heaven, 273 Main Street. Sri Snar Inc., 742 Main Street, North Oxford. And Half Baked and Fully Roasted LLC, 578 Oxford, Mass. Amy?
I move that the board vote to approve the common victular licenses as read into the record for calendar year 2023, contingent upon a successful 110 inspection.
Second.
All right, we have a motion, we have a second. I'll call for the vote. Any conversation?
No.
Any input? All right,
Yes.
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 I'll vote yes. Let the record show 4 in the affirmative. Motion passes.
We have one more. Oh, did they do the veranda?
We did
Oh,
veranda.
Okay, I'm sorry, I was deep in thought. Thank
We,
you.
wait, was it part of the other list?
That
up
was
here?
one of the first ones we did.
That was for the pouring license. Did we do it as part of the victular?
Yeah, so I'm correct. I think you didn't do it. It
Yeah,
came
no, we
out
have
of
to do it for the
common
victular.
license. One more. Go
Where's
back.
that?
It's on the very
We'll
bottom.
have to do the very bottom one.
It's part of the same common vic, but it has a one.
Oh, no,
Yeah.
no.
Oh,
keep
yes.
forward.
Yeah,
You did skip
right.
that one, right.
It has one, it's slightly different. It's
Thank
not
you.
Oh, I see it.
normal,
Thank you,
110
Madam
inspection.
Town Manager.
You're welcome.
All right, we're looking to a license for Veranda Cafe LLC, 4/8 Charlton Street, Oxford, Mass.
I move that the board vote to approve the common victrola license as read into the record for calendar year 2023, contingent upon a successful 110 safety inspection within 120 days of this renewal and completing all current work in process for 2 outstanding building permits as noted in an agreement with the building commissioner.
Second.
Have a motion, have a second. Any discussion? Call for the vote.
Yes.
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 I'll vote yes. Let the record show 4 in the affirmative. Motion passes.
Now you're done.
Are we done?
We did
You
it.
can take a breather now.
Very good.
I could take a nap.
You did excellent.
Good job, board. We got through it. Tim, We talked about, imagine if we had to do every one at a time. All right, thank you, Board. Next is Town Manager's report.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I have a fairly short report, but I think filled with excellent, what I call holiday news. So the first item is to apprise the board that I'm thrilled to announce that after applying for a Massachusetts Office of Disability project grant funding, that the office was informed just last week that the town will be receiving $182,000 for a municipal ADA improvement proposal that we put together. This was the fourth time we applied, and I know that the Disability Commission was hoping Selectman Lamache was going to be here to extend also to his wife who chairs the Disability Commission, but I know that the commission itself will be delighted to hear of this. I call it the ADA holiday present. This is welcomed funding assistance, and it's intended to help us with the ongoing projects that we've had at the Jocelyn Park, from everything from constructing a walkway around the bandstand to pedestrian safety lighting, and also the construction of handicap bathrooms. Just to give the board and the community just a little history, you know, I say four times is a charm. Both Jared Duval and also the Assistant Town Manager, Tony Sousa, helped me improve this particular project proposal that we put forward. The ADA grants are very competitive. We have tried on different occasions for both a transition planning grant as well as a project construction grant. As you know, I just announced recently that we're close to $46,000 in grant funding to actually do our transition ADA plan, which we were excited enough about that through a different funding grant program that we applied. But for this, because of the substantive nature of the changes that we're making to increase accessibility and inclusion on the, within our common spaces, $182,000 proposal has been gleaned a couple different times, trying to get it just right. To have heard this news is really wonderful. And I say that because as a manager that came here, we did not have a disability commission. As a matter of fact, we didn't even have a disability committee. So we started out forming a disability committee, which led to the town meeting approval to create and adopt Mass General Laws for a Disability Commission, which is a higher threshold. We actually then went forward in this past fall, because of the support from the townspeople. We actually adopted the Mass General Laws so that handicap parking fines will go towards the Disability Commission to help them with their outreach efforts and to help us with the education of the community about accessibility. And now, you know, on the heels of hearing that we had almost $46,000 for a new plan that we're going to develop, as well as this $182,000, indeed, that's really wonderful. So I think you can see in my correspondence with the executive director, Mary McCauley, it truly has been an arduous journey, but it's really rewarding, and they appreciated the positive feedback the community has given them. So as somebody who takes accessibility very seriously, and as a person who came on the board at a time where we had a member of the board who was substantially disabled, it opened my eyes about what we could do to make improvements. And we're going to keep doing this. It's going to continue to be part of our capital planning and our, you know, our project proposals. But this will go a long way, because by helping offset some of those costs that we already were including in our capital plan, regardless of whether we ever got funded, it's important enough to keep moving that those projects forward. This will allow us to free up money to go to the next project that we need to do. And that is not coming necessarily from our tax and revenues. It's coming from grant funding, so that's wonderful. I also wanted to inform the board that we are receiving a firefighter safety equipment grant. The Executive Office for Public Safety and Security and the Department of Fire Services have announced that we're going to receive $19,000 to purchase 12 new portable radios to replace our older radios and radios that are in need of replacement. So I want to thank Chief McDonald for his hard work in advocating for this new equipment out of the grant program, and I know that that is essential for all of our public safety officers that work in the fire services themselves. Next item is, we're on the heels of the holidays, is to announce that the municipal buildings will be closed on Monday, the 26th, going into the Christmas holiday, and also Monday, January 2nd, going after the New Year's holiday. So I want to wish everybody a safe and happy holidays in advance, and try to get announcement out there so that people can try to get their town business done before and immediately after the holidays. A couple community events that I have told Shelley I would report to, and one of them is reindeer food making. All right, so the community center is going to be doing that this week. So it's this Thursday. If you haven't heard about it, maybe you'll hear about it now. And it's also going to be on this Friday. One's at 9 a.m. on Thursday, 3:30 in the afternoon. Please, sign up, make sure that Santa's reindeer team is going to have stuff to take home. If the community hasn't been able to attend this particular kind of event that the community center has been hosting as we prepare for the holidays, get ready, because after the first of the year, we're going to have Oxford's second annual polar plunge that's going to take place at the Carbuncle Pond. It will be held Saturday, January 21st. 2023. The plunge actually takes place at 10 a.m. The fundraising that's going to be associated with this particular plunge is going to benefit the Special Olympics. And I think that if you look at the kind of funds that are inclusive for creating experiences for those with disabilities, the Special Olympics has over 14,000 athletes and 15,000 volunteers in Massachusetts, so it's a very worthy cause. And I think it's wonderful that we're going to take a very fun and exciting event and try to do something very beneficial for a worthy organization. And after the polar plunge, I want to get on everybody's radar early on that the second annual Fun, Frost, and Family Winter Festival will be held on that Saturday, the 21st. There will be a lot of activities throughout the day. It's very much expanded this year. We have a large committee that's working on this, and there's everything from a vendor fair to children's crafts. The Bemis Farms have a workshop. There's going to be movies, including Happy Feet. There's a Taste of Oxford soup and chowder sampling that will take place at the Senior Center. The library hosts that movie. There'll be a number of other things, including, Shelley gave this to me today, there will be the creation of wall plaques with pine cone sticks and barnyard for a perfect Valentine's Day or Mother's Day bouquet. You can sign up to make that as well. In addition, there'll be all those wonderful events that you can do. Hopefully, it will be cold enough, right? I know there's a potential bomb cyclone that's out there, but what we're hoping is on the 21st, we will have cold weather. There'll be ice sculpture making, ice skating, fire pits, make your own s'mores, and all beginning at 12 noon, and all of these other events. So it is important because it fits with our master plan about bringing people downtown to our common areas, bring them to our municipal buildings, and of course, that is true of going over to Carbuncle, the library, the community center, Jocelyn Park. So the whole town should be lit up, with a lot of, I call it frosty energy, and I hope it will be successful. And on the heels of that, I wish everybody on the board very Merry Christmas, a Happy New Year, and have a safe travel if you're going to do that, to spend it with family. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Jen. Well, I'd like to echo Jen's wishing everyone a Merry Christmas, a Happy New Year, Happy Hanukkah. Everyone have a safe holiday, an enjoyable one. And with that, I'll look for a motion to adjourn.
I will make a motion to adjourn.
Second?
Second by Robert. Call for the vote.
Yes.
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 I'll vote yes. Let the record show 4 in the affirmative. Meeting adjourned. Thank you.